All right, guys, welcome back. All right, so just some things to emphasize. First of all, welcome to part two of the short-term cause and start of the war video lecture for World War One. All right, so just some other things to emphasize. Franz Ferdinand and his wife were killed by a Serbian terrorist. Okay, so make sure that's emphasized. Killed by a Serbian terrorist named Gavrilo Princip. Now let's get into how things spin out of control into war. So with this killing, the Austro-Hungarian Empire has just been looking for a reason, almost begging for a reason to go after Serbia and make Serbia bow to their power. So there's a number of things that go on, some back and forth between the Austro-Hungarian and the Serbian governments, but ultimately the Austro-Hungarian government issues a number of ultimatums to the Serbian government. Now, with these ultimatums come some very outrageous demands. Some of the demands are, regular old demands. They're looking for an apology, looking for Serbian cooperation, the normal things. But there are some also outrageous demands, including the most outrageous one is that Austro-Hungarian police and officials will be allowed to come into Serbia and investigate Serbian people. So they'll be able to come into Serbia and have full access to the entire country. Well, out of all these ultimatums, Serbia actually agrees to the majority of them, but not all of them. And in particular, the one that is supposed to allow Austro-Hungarian police to investigate anybody in their country, including high government officials. Serbia is not a province of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. They are an independent country. And so they felt that the Austro-Hungarian Empire did not have the right to do this. And so they tell Austria-Hungary no. All right, so another point of emphasis here, Austria-Hungary issues a bunch of ultimatums. Serbia agrees to most of them, but tells AH no on the ultimatum of allowing Serbian police and investigators to come in and have full access to interrogate the country. So when Serbia tells them yes, 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 no on the investigators, Austria-Hungary rejects all of the yeses and including the no, and they just flat out declare war on Serbia. Now, the fighting didn't immediately start. This is just a declaration of war. This is basically the paperwork put into process. So many European leaders, France, Germany, all of them, they urged negotiation. All right, even Kaiser Wilhelm, the hothead German emperor who wanted to be better than Britain, even he says, "Okay, this is horrible, bad tragedy. Feel real bad. Franz Ferdinand was my friend, but at the same time, we can't just automatically go to war over this. All right, two sides come together. You guys talk." Now, here's a quick little cartoon that I like here. So we have little Serbia here, right? And he's talking to the guy right behind him who represents the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Serbia says, "If you touch me, I'll..." And then the Austrian guy goes, "If you make a move, I'll..." And then the big Russian guy says, "If you hit that little feller, I'll..." And then so on and so on. You got Germany behind Russia, and then you got France behind Germany, and then way off in the background, the fat guy with the top hat flying off his head, that's supposed to be Britain. Okay, so just a little cartoon making fun of how war kind of got started on the European continent. Now, here's where things really start to get dicey and kind of devolve into full-blown war. Now, there's a term that you guys need to know about and definitely emphasize it. It will be on a quiz and test. Mobilization. All right. Mobilization is when a country or a nation equips, gathers, and moves their troops in preparation for a fight. All right. Now, remember that Russia considered themselves to be the protector of the Slavs. Serbia is almost completely filled with Slavic people, as Bosnia, Herzegovina, Sarajevo, lots of Slavic people in there. And Russia considers themselves the protectors of Slavic people because Russia has a large Slavic population itself. So Russia starts to mobilize its army. All right. Now, it takes them, because they're so spread out and because they have so many people, it takes them a while to get things going. But once that army is mobilized, the momentum that it creates is going to be very difficult to slow down or stop. So Russia mobilizes in response to Austria-Hungary's declaration of war against Serbia. Okay. Now, most of the rest of Europe still wanted further negotiations. All right, they're like, whoa, slow down there, Tex. We don't need to go to full-blown DEFCON 1 here. All right, we can still kind of talk things out. Even the German leaders wanted to talk things out. But Russia's mobilization was, like I said, it was very hard to stop. So Germany, Kaiser Wilhelm cables his cousin, the Tsar. Yeah, they're cousins. The German Emperor, Kaiser Wilhelm, the Russian Tsar, Nicholas, and even the British King, George, they're all first cousins because their grandma was the famous Queen Victoria from Britain. Trippy, right? But anyway, so Germany tells Russia, hey, stand down. What are you doing here? Calm down. Don't continue to mobilize. Like I said, that Russian momentum was hard to stop. And so the Russians, they start massing their troops along the German border as well, just in case, just as a precaution. And this is kind of what flips the switch, at least in Germany's mind, that, hey, maybe this isn't a defensive thing. Maybe they really are getting ready to fight. Now, most historians feel that Russia had no intention of invading Germany or Austria-Hungary. They were simply mobilizing their troops just in case there was a fight. They wanted to be ready. Germany didn't feel it was defensive only. Now, this is where Kaiser Wilhelm's hot-headedness comes into play. Okay? Because he didn't feel it was defensive only, he goes ahead and declares war on Russia. So now we have the second declaration, Germany declaring war on Russia. Plus, don't forget, that system of alliances, because Germany had an alliance with Austria-Hungary, that alliance dictated that in case of war, Germany needs to back up Austria-Hungary. With Russia massing its troops along the Austro-Hungarian and parts of the German border, the alliance system already starts to kick in here. Okay, emphasize that. Germany declared war on Russia because they got spooked by Russian mobilization along their border. Two countries here totally jumping the gun. Now, what about the other part of Europe, more the western part of Europe? Well, Germany didn't wait around to see what France was going to do. Remember, France was Russia's ally because of the what was once called the Entente Cordiale. Now it's called the Triple Entente. Okay, they changed their name. But anyway, we had the Entente Cordiale was Britain, Russia, France. Russia's already kind of involved in war now. Germany and Austria-Hungary are involved in war now. France knows that, Germany knows that France is Russia's ally. So Germany decides, look, we're not going to wait to see what France is going to do. By treaty, by alliance, they have to jump into this fight. So we're going to just beat them to the punch and get ready to fight. So Germany declares war on France because they know that France will inevitably have to jump in to help Russia. So Germany figures, why wait? Let's just take care of this now. Now, France, of course, wasn't going to take this sitting down. They go ahead and mobilize their army. They weren't looking for a fight, but they have their ally Russia in a fight, and now, of course, Germany's declared war on them. So now they mass their troops along the German border, not just for defensive, but in case to counterattack. Plus, you got to remember back to the Franco-Prussian War. France is looking for a little revenge here if they can get it. And don't forget, great power status also meant a pretty great ego. And France wanted Alsace and Lorraine back. Plus, they wanted to give Germany a bloody nose if they could. And then a curious thing happens. Germany invades Belgium on its way to attack France. Take another quick break here, and then when we come back, we'll see how this starts to play out.